Okay, we're working on chapter 21 now. So in chapter 21, they're kind of showing us a different way that we can break down numbers and kind of make them, let me clear that a little bit. Okay, there we go. And we can break down numbers to multiply faster. And this helps you learn how to multiply kind of with mental math pretty quickly because you're breaking them down into just tens and ones. And multiplying ones are pretty easy at this point. And also multiplying tens are pretty easy if there's no ones attached because we've been doing that for a while. So we've been doing things like 20 times 4 already, okay? And that gives us 80. Okay, we know 4 times 0 is 0 and 4 times 2 is 8. But then we've also been doing things like 1 times 4, and we know that that's 4. So all they're doing, if you look here, is just breaking it down where it's, tens first and then the ones first, okay? So how that looks like, if we were to do number 2, it's 13 times 2, okay? And we're breaking it down into tens and ones, okay? So the tens is a 1, and we just put the 0 for a holder place value, okay? And then we do our 3s because that is our 1s. And then we just bring over the 2. We just bring that over, okay? Now, this plus gets a lot of children confused. A lot of students get confused over that. They start adding this. Do not let this confuse you. This is the same as just a separation. Think of it as that's just separating these two numbers. That's all it's doing, but this is a multiplication problem. So always look to the bottom left to see what operation you're performing. Do not let this one confuse you up here, okay? So this is just so that we can multiply by the ones first and the 10 second, and we can have them separated. Okay, so this one will be 2 times 3 is a 6. Okay, and then we bring down this plus. We're still having our separation. And then 2 times 10 is 20. Now we know that 20 plus 6 is 26. So that's how they're showing us how to do it. A lot of students didn't want to do it this way. They didn't like it, but honestly, it's a good thing to just practice just so that you can know and that your brain can kind of know how to do it that way as well. It will be helpful later on in your math journey. So just, just work with it. I'll do one more on this page, and it will do the 14 times 2. Okay? And 14 times 2, if you break it down by tens and by ones, it's going to be 10 plus 4. And then we bring over the 2 times 2, and then we just do, and I've even told the students to just bring down the plus. That way it's already ready to go for them and it's separated, and then they know they already used it, so they don't have to worry about it anymore. And now we're just doing multiplication. So 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 10 is 20. And 20 plus 8 is 28. So that's all we're doing in this chapter. That's how they're breaking it down for you. So that's that. And then what else they've got here? Okay, so this is a 3-step one. And this one is literally the same thing. Okay, so it's the same thing. It's just going to be 123 times 2. And now we're breaking it down into hundreds, tens, and ones. That's the only difference. So over here, it's 100. How we put our place value is how the number is said. It's 100, 20, and 3. 100, 20, and 3. And also, remember, whatever number is in the front, if we're separating the number by place value, then you just put the first digit, and then all the ones behind it are just zeros to kind of hold its place value. Then you put a 2, and then see there's one number behind it, so there's 1 0. We put a 3, and there's no numbers behind the 3, so there's nothing. That's another way you can think about it. Okay. Then we bring over the times 2, and then we can bring down our pluses so we don't get confused. And we can do one digit at a time. So 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 20 is 6. 2 times 20 is 40. 2 times 100 is 200. Okay? So then what do we have? Remember, just like we did this, we can do the same thing here. We just get rid of the zeros because now we're putting them back into the regular number, not separated by place value. So we put the 2 for the 200, we put the 4 for the 40, and we put the 6. Okay, so 246, 246, 246. Okay? If they both check out like that, you say the numbers exactly the same, then you know that you did it right. Okay. Okay. Here we'll do one of the word problems. We'll do number 11. It says Andy gave each of his 12 friends, 4 books. How many books did Andy give away? Well, 12 friends, each one got 4. So anytime you hear each one got this amount, then you already know that that's going to be different groups of that amount. Okay, so if each one got 4 books, that means that there's going to be a certain number of groups of 4. Okay, so we know that's multiplication right away just by hearing that. So we do 4 times 2, and that gives us 8. We do 4 times 1, and that gives us 4. So he gave away 48 books. Okay. Always remember, you always do the bottom number times both of the top numbers. That's how we do our multiplication when we're multiplying by 2-digit numbers. 4 times 2, 8. 4 times 1, 4. Okay. Over here we have it broken down again the same way they had it before, and you can do your word problems that same way if you'd like to. Okay, you don't have to do it like this, but you have to know both ways. Okay. This is more of the same review. Yeah, I like to do these every time I get a chance to because everybody always struggles with area and perimeter. So area is when you multiply. Okay, and it says, number 11 says, a certain rectangle is 12 inches long and 2 inches high. What is this area? So the rectangle is, it said 12 inches long and 2 inches high. So what is the area? Area equals length times width. So length times the width. And area equals 12 times 2. So we solve that. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2. So the area equals 24. Okay? Okay, this is more review. Okay, this one's good. Right here you have to put in the sign that's going to make this equation correct. So this is good practice for kids to kind of focus and really look at their signs before they solve, because that's been a problem where instead of multiplying, they'll add when they're supposed to multiply, and instead of adding when they're supposed to, they will multiply. So this is good practice for them to just kind of write in the correct sign that makes the equation true. And then these are always difficult and challenging for the students. It's when we have more than two numbers that we're adding. But I always tell students, first you try to make a 10. If you can't, that's fine. You just add 2 numbers at a time. But we always start with the first column to our right, okay, away from the plus sign. So then I always try to make a 10 first, and I know that 3 and 7 make that 10. So then I just have one more to add, which is the 5. 10 plus 5 is 15. I put my 5 down, carry my 1. Then I have 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 2 more is 7, and plus 1 more is 8. So it's 85. Okay? If you cannot make a 10, like number 14, you can't. So it gets a little trickier, but that's where breaking up numbers to make your 10 really makes it, oh, sorry about that, really makes it easier. So for example, 4, I can break that down into 1 and 3. 1 and 3 equals 4. 3 plus 1 equals 4. So I know that if I give one of that, like I'm going to do it real quick. 3 plus 1 equals 4. So if I give this one to the 9, then that makes this a 10. Okay? And then 10 plus 3 is 13. So I know these are 13 together because of that. I just gave the 1 to the 9. I had 3 left. This made the 9 a 10. I added the 3. That gave me 13. So that's how I do it in my head so that I can count it quickly. So when I see 9 plus 4, I already know it's 13. Okay? Then we can add this 8 in, and 8 plus 3. So we know that 7 plus 3 gives us another 10. Okay? So 8, we can break it down to 7 plus 1. We know that 7 added to 13 will make it 20, and then we'll have 1 left over, so that will equal 21. So we know this is all 21. Okay, so we'll put the 1 here, carry the 2. I know that was kind of confusing if you're not used to doing mental math, but this is really good stuff. And I'll go over it one more time just to make sure. But the 9 needs just a 1 so that it can become a 10. And if you count by making it 10, you can always count faster. So we know that 4 breaks down, we can break it down into 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1 equals 4. So we did 3 plus 1 because we're trying to get that 1 to give it to the 9. If it was 8 plus 4, we would try to get a 2 instead, but it's not. It's 9, and we need 1 to make it a 10. So 9 plus 1 is 10, and then we add the 3, that gives us the 13. Okay, so now we have 13 over here. We still have to add that 8. Now we know that 3 and 7 make a 10. So we're going to break the 8 down into 7. The 7 we need to make another 10 plus 1, because 7 plus 1 equals 8, and we need that 7 to make the next 10. 7 plus 13 gives us the next 10 of 20. And then we have this 1 left over, so it's 21. Okay, now we can put it over here. 1, 2, and then we have, I always try to make a 10 first, whichever side I'm on. That makes 10. And then 3 and 2 make 5, so this is 15. Okay, so that is our answer. So I know that this looks like a big mess, but if you try and do it this way, and you teach your children to do it this way, math will become so fast and easy, and it'll just be great for them. A lot of kids that don't learn this, they end up struggling in math later on. So I just really recommend it. Okay. Okay, so that's that. Okay. Problems like number 19, I like to go over them too, because this is when they kind of just see if you're paying attention. Remember, we're supposed to know how to add and subtract. We're supposed to kind of know what the keywords are with word problems. What are they trying to tell us? Okay, so they said, number 19, we're going to do. It says, this morning, Tony read 18 pages in one book and 52 pages in another book. How many pages did he read in all? Okay, so in problems like this, a lot of times kids will just circle 52, circle 18, and they'll say, oh, I guess I have to multiply them. No, what did they say? The question is asking, how many pages did he read in all? Okay, in all together. A lot of these keywords usually mean adding. Usually. Sometimes they can be used to mean multiplication, but usually that is in all together, in total. That's usually a keywords that will give you, you'll say, oh, okay, this is probably addition. Okay. But another way is that they're asking how many pages did he read in all. So if he read 18 pages in this book and 52 in this, think about you. Think about a real life situation. You read 18 pages in one book and you read 52 pages in another. If your mom says, how many did you read all together? You're going to add them, okay? To figure out how many you read in total. So 52 plus 18, these make it 10. So we have 0, 30 to 1, so we have 5, 6, 7, 70 pages. 70 pages is the answer. Okay, that's how we do that one. Okay, and then this is more review of what we've already been doing. Okay, already done that. Okay. This one I'm going to do one more. I'll do a subtraction problem just because those are always good to do. This is number 16, 37 minus 3, 65. So this one will do 7 minus 5. And this is something kids get confused on when to borrow. Okay, so we always read from the top. 7 minus 5. If you have enough to give away 5, remember, this is the same as giveaway. 7, give away 5. If you have enough to give away, you just go ahead and solve. Okay, you have enough. You have 7, so you definitely can give away 5. Then over here, you say 3 minus 6. Okay, you don't have 3, give away 6. 3 cannot give away 6. It doesn't have enough. So now we have to actually borrow. Okay? We have 13 minus 6. If we know our doubles, we know that 6 plus 6 equals 12. So 6 plus 7, which is just one more, must equal 13. Okay? And then we have 3 minus 3. We do not have to put a 0. We just leave it. Those just cancel each other out. So our answer is 72. Okay? And we are all done with chapter 21.